The story revolves around a high school boy who lives with his father named Ru Tae. While preparing breakfast, he suddenly said that he was remarrying and that they would come to his house tonight. It would probably be fine if the person he married had a daughter the same age as him. That evening, the two families made an appointment to meet after work to talk. The adult woman is named Aki, and the girl, the same age as Do, is named Saki. Through the conversation, Saki felt better because she knew her stepbrother was not a bad person. Not only did he work part-time to earn money to pay for his tuition, but his grades were also among the top in school. Saki thought that an adult like me would understand what she was about to say. They both have their own lives, so she doesn't want to put expectations on others. And like this, the two fathers have been cleaning like crazy for the past few days. Do also took the initiative to clean the room and arrange it in the neatest way. Since they were both the same age, Saki wanted Do to speak without using honorifics. Even if the two of you are family, talking like close friends will be much more comfortable. Saki tried talking to her friends, but they just laughed and didn't take her seriously. That's why Saki herself only has a few friends. Now that there was still plenty of free time, Juta helped Saki move things into the room. Do was surprised to learn that they went to the same school. It didn't matter whether she was talked to or not, but she thought it would be better for Jua to keep her distance. Today Do still went to work and his senior colleague discovered the scent of a girl on him. How close must one be for the scent of a girl to be so strong? Actually, she had heard about Do Ter having a stepsister, but just wanted to have some fun. It's true that every boy has some dark thoughts in his head. That made Do worried because he didn't know how to behave around his sister anymore. No need to do too much. Just be yourself and everything will be fine. After returning home, Do found Saki still sitting in the living room. It's been a long time since someone came home like this, making Saki not know what to say. It seemed like Saki hadn't bathed yet, so he went to take a shower first while preparing a bath for her. Before returning to his room, Do had already informed Saki. Good night as a family. Episode 2. Today is like every other day. Do woke up, prepared everything he needed, and went to school. My friend saw Do kept looking at Saki, so he went over and said he gave up on flirting with her. Despite her natural appearance, dating Saki would make her lose her value. He had heard some rumors in school about Saki that seemed like she was working as a prostitute. Always irritable and not close to people around. Looks like a bad girl, so is shunned by everyone in class. A guy in the club confessed to Saki and she didn't deny the rumor and said she has no intention of dating anyone. After school, the members of the kid club stayed at school to practice together. Unexpectedly, Saki was also in the same club and sat alone on the other side to avoid practice. Juta and Saki both chose the tennis club because it didn't force them to work in groups. Juta was a little surprised because he thought that beautiful, stylish girls were usually the center of attention in class. Although Saki doesn't have many people to talk to, in return she has time to herself. As soon as she got home, her stepmother got ready to go to work. Night. Zuta was a little surprised to learn that she was a tender in a nearby bay office. After returning, Saki went to Juta's room to ask if there was any job to make quick money. A job that can make a lot of money but doesn't take too much time. However, no job is that easy, except being a prostitute. After thinking for a while, Do told her to appreciate herself more. It seems that Saki's way of speaking was still unclear, making Do think that she really went to sell her body. It is normal for a beautiful and elegant girl to be misunderstood as a prostitute. For the uneducated, appearance is their best weapon. So Saki will try to take care of herself to be beautiful and study to become more perfect. The best way to have freedom for yourself is to find a suitable job and live independently without fear of being bothered by others. About work, I will ask some of my colleagues at work to see if there are any jobs available. It seems Saki doesn't like being helped without giving anything in return. So I told her I wanted her to cook every morning. Then while you look for a suitable job, Saki will cook for you every day. The next morning, Saki woke up early to prepare a full meal for everyone, because her principle is to give more than receive. The senior at work was surprised to see that Do wanted to earn money early to be independent. If you cannot stand on your own 2 feet, you can rely on others. The nature of money is that having it is fine. Not having it is fine. Instead, ask others for help. Rich directors are sometimes very good at raising investment capital too. Advice from her seniors at work is good, but Saki still wants to be independent on her own. Relying on family is good, but it would be easier if Do and his father were both bad people. Today was like any other day. I went to school and saw Seiki standing at the intersection. She was listening to music while walking, so she didn't hear the truck coming. Luckily, he pulled back in time before being hit. After school, it was raining quite heavily. It seemed like Saki didn't bring an umbrella, so I lent her mine. I ran home first to avoid catching a cold and found out that Saki had brought her friend home. Episode 3. Since Ma wanted to come over to play, Saki had no other choice. Tried to contact before, but no one answered. While at the club, Ma had noticed both of them, even when Do lent her an umbrella. To avoid unwanted incidents, the two exchanged contact information. Today, Aki and Saki woke up early to prepare breakfast for the whole family. After finishing the meal, Do took the initiative to wash the dishes and asked if everyone wanted to do the laundry together, because it was his turn this week. However, girls' clothes are very complicated and need a lot of things to avoid stretching, so they will wash their own clothes. Because of what happened this morning, Saki misunderstood that he had a strange interest in girls' underwear. He tried to explain the misunderstanding to avoid any bad rumors about him. After returning home, Do saw that Saki's room was still open, so he went to check. Suddenly, Saki appeared behind him, making him jump and run back to his room to prepare for work. Seeing his sister's underwear and being discovered made him afraid of being misunderstood like the day before. Seeing a girl's underwear is a natural reflex, so there's no problem. This also means that her underwear is attractive enough to attract his attention. If I say I'm not interested now, I'd be lying, but I definitely won't do anything shady. Desires are normal, but whether or not you follow them is up to you. That night, the lights in the house suddenly went out and Saki took the initiative to go to Juta's room. Even though he didn't know what was going on, he stopped it because this was the type of person he hated the most. I thought Saki didn't want to be told that she only knew how to make money with her looks. Whatever happens, you should think carefully before doing something. Saki's father was a very kind man, but since he went bankrupt, he no longer believes in people. Mom still works hard to take care of her, but because of that, he started to feel uncomfortable, even telling his mother that she was doing a lowly job, lowering herself to attract customers to make money. Knowing that bankruptcy is very painful, but that doesn't mean you have the right to look down on your family like that. Do's family is similar because his mother had an affair, and his father suffered from gynophobia for a while. I didn't expect that their circumstances would be so similar, but because of that, both sides do their roles well. Even though I told Saki not to call me brother anymore to be like family, she just smiled lightly and went back to her room. Episode 4. Both sets of parents suddenly got married, and the two became brothers in one house. It is difficult for strangers to suddenly live together and have anything in common to share. However, the two families have been married for almost a month now, and Saki has a somewhat ambiguous position. Sometimes I wonder what the relationship between the two is, but can't come up with an answer. As soon as I got home, Saki suddenly approached me and said she wanted to tutor her in modern Japanese. Saki can get high scores in other subjects, but this subject alone cannot understand the character's emotions. If she doesn't get enough points next time, she'd be forced to attend remedial classes all summer. After reading the passage Saki wrote, the first paragraph was very good, but there was a problem with the reading comprehension. Saki was a little surprised because Do only read it once and already knew the part that gave her a headache. Even though this is a romance novel, Saki still doesn't detect any feelings between the characters. If you read carefully in a segment, you will realize that the male lead is jealous because he sees the person he likes with another man. To understand Saki, one must put oneself in a situation where one cannot speak directly. Dua used the example of the first confession, that he didn't expect that Saki had never loved anyone before. However, when Saki asked back, Du also realized that he had never loved anyone. It seems that Seiki is quite good at history, so she can use connections instead of trying to understand the character's feelings. Just try and you can definitely pass this subject. Sure enough, even if you don't understand the characters, if you learn by heart, you can still pass the grammar subject. Today, Du took the initiative to make breakfast because he knew Saki was preparing for the exam. Instead of keeping his promise to cook breakfast every morning, he wanted to see Saki pass her exam more. While Du was busy looking for a job online, Saki's friend came over to talk to him. She was more hyper than usual because she had finished her exams and this was her time to let loose after days of selling herself to books. Even Du was surprised to know that her score was at the top of the grade. Du immediately humbled himself to ask if she knew any way to improve Saki's study efficiency. He had shown Saki some ways to study a few days ago, but it was effective because she was smart. That's also why he asked if there was any other method that could help. She herself doesn't have any special method because when she studies she just listens to music. While working, Du felt a little tired because as the number of customers increased, the rate of annoying people also appeared. At first he was criticizing others, but now he's lying down because he has to clean up a lot of things in the store. Du was about to leave when she said that he had a girlfriend, so why should he care about her anymore? There was no fun with his stepsister, but there were a few things he wanted advice on. She also wanted to concentrate on studying, so she researched many ways, and this is the genre of music she listened to while studying. After experiencing that song, I went home and let Saki listen to it to see how it was. A person with a gentle taste in music, but a playful personality. Du himself had been helped by Saki in many ways, so he tried to help in return as much as he could. Episode 5. Today Du woke up late and found his breakfast was different from usual. Saki is still sleeping because she studied all night last night, even lying on her stomach while listening to music. C at work still doesn't know where to put this series, because the quantity is quite small, but it sells a lot. I heard it's been made into a movie, and it's premiering tomorrow. After thinking for a while, C took the initiative to ask Juta to go to the movies tonight, because he didn't have much work to do. Du read the movie description and thought it was quite interesting, so he agreed to go see the movie with her. As soon as he arrived, C asked Juta to order him a portion of corn and a glass of Coca-Cola without sugar. With this much corn, C couldn't eat it all by herself, so she wanted Juta to eat it with her. After watching, Zuta took the initiative to take Shi home for a while, because she was still a girl after all. To avoid any awkwardness or indebtedness, C bought me a can of water as a thank you. The way Du opened the can of water with one hand so easily made her surprised and wanted to turn around to show everyone. Suddenly C said that she only has 6 months left. The sentence was exactly like the girl in the movie they both just watched. This scene is very similar to the scene in the movie, but unfortunately, he can't travel in time. Before parting ways, Du also thanked him for showing him how to concentrate with music. The next morning, while the two were eating, Saki asked about the movie Du watched yesterday. The movie was quite good, so he wanted to recommend it to Saki, but the exam was coming up. Saki thought that reading the original book would be good, because it would help her understand the character's feelings better. Suddenly Saki asked Du if he was dating his co-worker, which surprised him. However, the two do not have that relationship, but because they have the same interests, they talk quite well together. It's fine if Saki wants to read, but first she needs to focus on her next test. Today Saki went to the store where Juta works part-time to look for some reference books and bought the manga he saw the other day. She believes that with a well-read person like Juta giving advice will definitely help a lot in studying. Sure enough, after meeting Saki, C was still surprised by her stylish beauty. Through the conversation just now, C realized that he was being noticed by someone's child. Juta may say that C is just imagining things, but a girl's intuition is often right. Episode 6. Recently, my friends saw that Du had become closer to the girl in the next class and always followed her around calling her big brother. Even if you don't know what's going on with each other, if it's about love, don't be afraid to ask for advice from it. After school, Ma took the initiative to talk and invited Ju to go home together. It seems that Saki asked Ma to tutor her at home, so she wanted to go together for fun. With an energetic girl like Ma walking beside him, it took a lot of energy. To avoid affecting Saki's studies, Ju took the initiative to prepare dinner. However, Ju doesn't often go to the kitchen, so he doesn't know what to do first. While Saki was still doing her homework, Ma went into the kitchen to help Juta make dinner. Mage went online to find some simple dishes and enthusiastically instructed Juta to make them. While we were cooking, Ma asked if there was any relationship between him and Saki. Basically, both of them were strangers who had just met and were not related by blood, so these things were not a problem. Is a ghost friend who can notice that Saki has changed a bit. For example, Saki has been wearing more perfume lately, but if Ju noticed, it would be a bit scary. Last year Saki used wet wipes instead of perfume, so she must have noticed someone. The ghost was talking about a cute girl who was paying attention to him, but he didn't care at all. Juta thought that Saki was fine being alone before, but now that she's living with someone else, she has to pay attention to herself. At this time Saki and Juta sat down to eat together. She didn't expect Juta to cook so well, which she saw online. Thanks to Juta's learning method, she was able to answer almost all of Ma's questions. It might be a bit of a roundabout way, but Saki thinks she can do well on tomorrow's test. Today is like every other day. Ju still goes to school and then to work after school. In the evening, when I got home, I had to wash all my clothes again, because a sudden rainstorm wet them all. According to the news, this rain will last for quite a while, causing some areas to be flooded, causing many difficulties. It's already dark and Saki hasn't come home yet. It's still raining. I texted her but there was no response. Fearing that something had happened to Saki, he ran out to look for her, and accidentally bumped into her in the elevator. Regarding today's test, even though his score was very high, Saki still couldn't beat him. That made her feel uncomfortable. To thank him for his studies, Saki bought some ingredients to cook a sumptuous dinner for him. Saki also hopes that we can trust her, just like he trusted his senior at the part-time job. As for the message, Saki's phone ran out of battery, because she had been listening to music the whole time, so she couldn't reply. Today while working I saw a familiar figure entering the employee rest area. After asking other employees, he learned that a girl came here for a job interview. For someone like Saki who has never been in love before, understanding the character's feelings is really difficult. Actually, she had intended to give up at first, but I gave her more motivation. However, the person who suggested that song was a beautiful senior at my part-time job, who even came home late because he went to the movies with that sister, without texting or calling. If that senior is someone important to do, it feels really uncomfortable. She felt bad for hating someone, even though she didn't know what that person was like yet. She didn't know when she had been waiting for Du to come home and said welcome back. That's also the reason why she chose to study outside instead of staying in the room but fell asleep. After waking up, she found a blanket beside her. Just thinking about it made the feeling that had tormented her all night subside. C is a college student who is not only beautiful in appearance, but also a mature person with her own lovely features. That day she went to Juta's workplace and saw a recruitment notice. This job is not exactly easy and high paying, but if you work hard and save, it will still be enough to make ends meet. Thanks to Ma and Juta's help, she was confident that she would get a high score on the test. While she was looking at the fix sheet, a staff member started a conversation and she agreed without thinking. She had practiced the interview many times at home, but thinking about Du being there made her feel awkward. The day it rained and she came home late, she went to an interview, but she didn't tell the truth and hid it. She would face that worry sooner or later, so she decided to cook a delicious meal to make it easier to be forgiven. She made an excuse of going to the department store, and her phone ran out of battery. But every lie made her doubt herself. She gradually understood her own emotions and also began to think about them. She never thought that she would behave like the character in the novel today. She dreaded having to explain everything to him, but part of her felt relieved. If I could know other aspects of Juta, perhaps the feeling of unease would gradually disappear. Everything that has been happening from the beginning until now is Saki's inner thoughts written in a diary. Today, while having breakfast together, my parents were surprised to see Saki and I calling each other by our last names. However, calling each other's names now would only make things more awkward for both of them. Du's father doesn't know if it's okay or not because besides studying, both of them work, so there's no time for entertainment. I want to focus on studying. I only have a few friends, so it's no problem. As for friends, Saki and Ma aren't close enough to hang out together during summer vacation. She came here when she had the chance because she was interested in you. Today while working, Saki had difficulty finding a book that a customer requested. Just by looking, we can tell where the book is likely to be in the store. Saki thought it was a superpower, but in reality, all he had to do was remember the release date and go there to find it. Today, the air conditioner in Saki's room had a problem and couldn't be turned on. Saki herself has been bad at taking heat since she was little, even struggling to get ice cream or go to the pool. But since high school, it's not like that anymore. So I've become quiet like now. Even if they're just small things, it would be a bit sad if they were gone. Today, my friend suddenly asked Dua, "Are you going swimming with Saki and Ma?" It seems like Du doesn't know anything, so he's probably going to be invited soon. That night, when they were walking home together, Du took the initiative to ask Saki about the swimming pool. He heard this from his friend, so he was not sure about going out. If Du doesn't like extroverts, then she doesn't need to join because she's not going either. Saki had previously explained that she kept the interview a secret because she was afraid that it would be embarrassing to fail. One question Saki asked herself was what she was feeling right now. And it was jealousy. Episode 8. Luckily, the air conditioner was fixed, and Saki could study out here without fear of getting hot. Du took the opportunity to ask Aiko about Saki's personality. If I make the plan myself and then invite, will I be angry or not? From a personality perspective, he will definitely be angry, so it's best to say it from the beginning. Recently, Saki has been focusing on studying and working a lot, so she doesn't have time to go out. If possible, Aki wants Saki to have more time to be a carefree child without having to worry too much. Akiko has a favor to ask of me, which is to make Saki rest regularly no matter what. Whenever Saki hates her, she will tell us what Saki likes the most, and we will be forgiven. Today, Du took the initiative to go to the room to ask if Saki went to the beach or not. However, Saki refused and did not give Ma's phone number because it was not proper to give it to someone else. Saki will text Ma to ask how it is, and Zuta will just wait until she replies. Today, Zuta and C walked home together after finishing their practice test at school. Whenever something difficult happens, she will find a way to poke Juta to restore her energy. At this moment, the two of them met Saki on the street, so they went to their part-time job together. After finishing work, Juta went home first, while Saki went home later, because she had to buy things. Normally Saki cooks for him, so now he has to find out if there is anything left to cook. While preparing drinks for both of them, Du took the opportunity to ask about May's phone number. However, the contact number matter can be left for later, because his real purpose is to want Saki to go out together. No matter how Du explained, Saki still refused, saying she was busy with work and studies. It was because Saki kept forcing herself like that he was worried that she would definitely fall ill soon. Saki didn't say anything, just wrote down
Ma's phone number and returned to her room. Last night Saki stayed up late, so she overslept and couldn't get up early to prepare breakfast. By the way, there are only 2 people here. We want to have a serious talk about the day you moved here. They both promised to settle things in the simplest way possible. Right now I see Saki is lacking sleep, so I want Saki to go back to her room and sleep a little more. Du started to use words to manipulate Saki's mind so that she would obediently sit and wait for him to finish breakfast. After preparing the meal, Juta also thoughtfully prepared a cup of hot milk to help her sleep better. Du was surprised to hear Saki agree to go swimming, but there was one problem. That day coincided with both of their work schedules. It's been a long time since he had a chance to go out like this, so he will find a way to exchange shifts with other employees. On the way together, Saki took the initiative to apologize to Judah because her attitude changed since seeing him and Seoji together. Saki doesn't understand why she thinks C and she are dating, but if they are, then just say so. After walking for a while, Do realized why he brought a bicycle. Saki thought Do had something to do, so she didn't ask, but it was a habit, so she had to accept it. Episode 9. Do himself is a neutral person towards everyone, yet he tries to compromise to suit her personality. She didn't know when she had been attracted to Do Ta. A person who always pays attention to every detail can find the book in a flash. But when Do said that his senior found it faster, she felt a little uncomfortable. On the day the air conditioner broke down, Do confronted her and asked if she was going to join the trip. She didn't want to remember her reaction at that time because she had said such outrageous things. Even when she was with C, she thought that CG was a beautiful, gentle girl, suitable for a modest person. Like after dinner, I continued to bring up going swimming and she continued to refuse because she had to focus on studying. At that time, I made the same face as when my mother asked me if I wanted to go to the beach in high school. Saki is not good at communicating with people and is terrible at reading the atmosphere. But today is not so bad. Probably Dauda is nearby. Do is very good at handling situations. If there is something he doesn't like, he just says it straight out. That was also the point where she was attracted to Duruda. Do Ta himself doesn't like to stand out, but just tries to make sure everyone is happy. It seemed like only she realized that made her feel proud of herself. The real reason is that we don't want to be the center of attention for fear of causing trouble. Saki said that just to praise Do, because everyone has their own value. Being suddenly praised by Saki like that made Judah feel a little embarrassed when he heard Saki intending to swim a little more. Do was surprised to see a girl shining right in front of him. Do Ta sat inside and remembered Saki's image from the first time we met. He asked himself if he liked her. After witnessing his parents interacting with each other, Do Ta viewed male-female relationships with cold eyes. So up until now he still has no experience in love. Emotions that almost everyone considers sacred and wonderful. But why did it sneak up on him like this? On the way home together, Saki admitted that she had loved swimming since she was little, so she was very happy today. Do Ta finished listening and was about to say something to Saki when a fireworks display was shot up. Besides, Saki also started to speak out her thoughts about how cool Do is. This is also the best time for her to change and also the first time she calls Emmy brother. It may seem surprising to hear her call me brother, but the way she worries and cares for me is no different from a trustworthy older brother. Luckily, Saki's words just now made him calm down, otherwise he would have been controlled by that emotion. That said, I don't know what face I'll use when I get home now. Saki tried to say it even though she was scared, but if I confessed my feelings, she wasn't sure she would be able to refuse. Even if Do seriously took one more step, she would be completely defeated. Saki wants her mother to be happy to make up for the past, so she will seal her feelings away. She poured all her emotions into a keepsake and threw it into the river, hoping no one would discover them. While preparing breakfast, Aki thanked Judah for successfully dragging Saki to the pool. As thanks for that, Akiko showed Judah the thing Saki liked the most. Judah was surprised when Saki got a haircut, and the hairstyle was exactly the same as the photo Akiko had just shown him. From now on, the contents of the diary will stay in her head because if she writes it down, she's afraid Judah will accidentally read it. She shouldn't spend all day connecting with Judah like a normal girl because she's a little sister. Episode 10. There's probably a cultural festival coming up, so Mom plans to open a snack cafe and divide the work among themselves. After the meeting ended, everyone planned to go sing, but Saki refused because she had work at home. A young man in the group seemed to have noticed Saki, but had not had a chance to talk to him yet. Aki went to school to talk to her parents, so it was easier to talk in person than to text over the phone. At school, few people know about it and Saki is a brother. Besides, it doesn't need to be said, Do's father has been working a lot lately, so Aki decided to go to parent-teacher school for both of them. That's why if you study them for a day, everyone will definitely realize that Saki and Judah are brothers. As soon as he got home, Aki told Judah about the parent-teacher meeting. Not only was his father busy, Akiko also had to work nights, so having meetings onto different days would be difficult. Before that, Akiko had a private conversation with Saki that she still didn't completely see her as her mother, so she was a bit sad. That evening, Saki and Du sat down to eat together and talked about the parent-teacher conference. Du himself said that Saki was his sister, but right now it was a matter between the two of them, so they had to agree. Both of them care about their parents, so they decided to choose the same day for the parent-teacher conference. Saki and Judah both developed feelings for each other but kept those feelings hidden because they wanted their parents to be happy. Akiko has always wanted her family to be happy together. If Du knew that he accepted her as family, he would definitely be happy. Saki texted her mom last night and sure enough, she was happy to have Judah accept her. As soon as he arrived at school, he took the initiative to tell his friend that he and Saki were siblings. At first, he didn't understand why I wanted to be close to Saki, but now he understands. He also apologizes for talking badly about Saki before. As for Saki's class, a young man took the initiative to invite the whole group to hang out when they had free time. In order to get the whole group to hang out, it was decided to hold a study group at Ma's house. Judah stood outside and watched Saki happily being with her friends, which made him feel reassured. As soon as she arrived at work, she teased Du and told her that if she had something on her mind, she could just rush into her heart. The two of them are brothers, so why would they have any feelings? Before that, she told me not to make my sister sad anymore. CJ school is going to have an event soon. If we go there, we'll be happy because we'll be surrounded by beautiful girls. While working, he accidentally met the girl from the cram school who picked up his paper. Her name is Karho, because she was afraid that standing and talking would affect Judah's work. She left. That night, Judah seemed like he would be home late, so Saki took the initiative to leave food with a few notes. If you want to keep that feeling from developing, you shouldn't do things like that, but keeping distance is like cutting off the relationship and she doesn't want that. Episode 11. After school, Du went to the library to read books, waiting for the parent-teacher meeting. Saki went home to do some business and went to her room to wake her mother up to get ready for school. At the same time, Maja talked to Du to ask about his relationship with Saki. Even if we are brothers, we are still just family. Moreover, the two are not related by blood. In Ma's class there is a boy who likes Saki. Can she support them? This time it was. Also Du's turn to lead the parents to a meeting with the teachers. With his current ability, Judah can completely pass the entrance exam to a famous university in Tokyo. It seems that being accepted as family by Judah makes Aki so happy that he wants to have a celebration party tonight. Now it was Saki's turn to enter the meeting. According to the teacher's observation, the rumors about Saki are false. Sometimes other teachers have bad thoughts, but Saki herself just wants to become more beautiful. Regarding Saki's wishes, the teacher recommended Women's University, a school with low tuition fees but a high employment rate after graduation. This Sunday, the Women's University is holding a field trip ceremony, so Saki went there alone. She didn't expect that CJ, her senior who worked part-time at the place, was a student at this university. There was still plenty of time, so CJ took the initiative to show Saki around the school. A teacher can tell something is up with Saki just by looking at her. If Fan Van goes to the chat room, maybe he will get the answer he wants. Just entering the room, the teacher asked Saki directly if she liked a boy or not. But because of moral standards, both of them suppressed their emotions inside, not allowing them to develop. Of course, what she was asking about was not brotherly love, but male-female love. After listening to the whole story that happened during the 3 months of living together, the teacher thought it might be a misunderstanding. Her outer style may be a facade, but Saki has carefully crafted her appearance. Being a sophomore in high school and attending a university introduction also shows that Saki is really diligent. Saki will do anything, even using her appearance to prove that she can live well in this world. In short, the person Saki is trying to build is just trying to hide her own weaknesses. People who usually fight alone just need a little understanding and acceptance to be attracted to the other person. Just allow yourself to interact with others who might feel the same way. But if you interact with someone attractive and your feelings don't change, you have to cherish your true feelings. That night, while eating together, Saki told the story of meeting C at the girls' school and a strange teacher. Saki and the teacher discussed so many things that they were exhausted. Although I met a friend at the exam school and we both made a date to have dinner together every day, he thought this was the best direction because both had their own direction without being tied to each other. In the end, the difference between good and bad is not knowing the answer, but knowing how to find it. When you are weak in a subject, just ask others for help. Admit your shortcomings and ask for guidance in return for listening to others. Although I have heard about this concept for a long time, I only understand it now. We can't read each other's minds. If you don't say it, how will the other person understand? If you want something, just say it, and just understanding will surely bring happiness. Today Du went out with his friend to talk and accidentally saw Saki with someone. Because he kept looking at the other two people, he couldn't focus on the story. But no one said anything. After observing Duda, she realized that Rhoda was trying to run away from something. She thought that what was troubling Duda was love. Because your actions right now are like looking for a new love. Du immediately said that he liked someone, but he was not allowed to have feelings. If he pursued that feeling now, it would cause trouble for everyone, so he had to hide it, but it might be a bit difficult. Besides, the young man took the initiative to confess his feelings to Saki while they were walking home together. Even though Saki doesn't have a boyfriend yet and doesn't like anyone, she still refuses confessions. Realizing that he had no chance to move on, the young man took the initiative to leave and would not bother him again. On the way back, Saki remembered what the teacher said earlier. If you interact with someone of different charm and your feelings remain unchanged, then cherish your true feelings. As for Judah, her friend led her to a high place in the city to look down below. After observing Judah for the past 2 days, she felt a little bit awkward seeing her middle school self. Surely Duta told himself never to expect anything from women. The biggest reason he acts like this is because he grew up without the care of a woman. When she was in high school, her parents died in an accident. It seemed that no relatives accepted their marriage, so at the funeral they said they had to bear the consequences. Her feelings at that time were not anger or sadness, but rather that there was no other way but to endure. However, she was adopted by a relative and taught the essentials of life. For example, take time to understand your heart or don't ignore your own feelings. After hearing those words, she didn't know why she cried all night long. Surely Du is trying to cover up his feelings and forget about it. We as humans cannot help but expect something. No matter how hard you try to fool your heart, if you don't compromise, it will definitely be painful. The next morning, while eating together, Du asked about the boy who went with Saki. After answering, Saki also asked back the reason why Judah came home late and found out that he had gone for a walk with a girl. After thinking for a while, Du said that he had special feelings for Saki, not as a brother but as a man. Saki was surprised to hear that and tried to say that it was just a sisterly feeling and went back to her room. Du tried to chase up to the room when suddenly Saki pulled him inside and hugged him. If Duda kept that feeling inside, he would definitely feel a lot of pain. Even if she had feelings for her like a little sister or more, she didn't hate it at all. On the contrary, she felt happy. Saki is not clear about her own feelings, but if Du feels sad and wants to hug someone, she is willing to do so. Wanting their parents to live happily, both of them began to make compromises. Saki feels jealous when Du is with another girl, and he feels uncomfortable when he hears Saki goes to school group. That jealousy not only appears in love relationships, but also in siblings. In front of everyone, the two are siblings, but if they are alone, she hopes that they can be closer to each other. From now on, we will put our hopes on Saki and hope Saki does the same. Just recently, the two were just strangers, but now they have truly become each other's family. The video ends here. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.